I stated in a recent video when I was talking about Tom Hanks starring in the movie about Mr. Rogers, It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, I said, I sense a psyop incoming. The reason I gave for that was this guy, Tom Hanks, is a glow in the dark. He's knee deep in the hoopla. This guy, Tom Hanks, he is an instrument of the deep state, if you will. Whenever he shows up in something and says something or does something or plays a character that's meant to convey a certain kind of message to middle America, he's meant to represent, just the common man or the virtue of simple heroism and so forth. Again and again and again and again, iteration after iteration, I have found, to my perception, it's always Tom Hanks who is called upon to embody this thing or that thing in order to, again, spring the psyop upon us, the viewer, the audience, the citizenry. He is somebody who I believe when he shows up in things, and partly it's because of his charisma, his appeal, his ability to play the humble guy, the humble, noble guy, kind of the Neo Jimmy Stewart type. Now, he wasn't always that sort of character. He was a wise ass early on when he had his afro back in the early 80s, and he was in Bosom Buddies and Splash and other sorts of comedies like that. But at some point, he made the transition from the wise ass into the virtuous common man. And he's so, I have, this is all just intuition on my part. It's all just a feeling that I have. And I know there are rumors. I'm not unaware of the rumors. I'm not unaware of the things that have been said, but I don't want to, I'm not really comfortable addressing those things right now, just except to say that I'm aware of them and there may be something to them. But again, I don't know. I'm just telling you my perception of things. Shows up in Saving Private Ryan as the humble soldier. Shows up in Philadelphia as the good guy, the good gay guy, suffering unjustly as he's dying of AIDS. And again, time after time, over and over and over again. Now, Toy Story, I don't know. I'm not sure how his Woody character in Toy Story fits in with all of this, but I have a feeling it does in some way. So, again, this is all preamble to the news that you may already be familiar with, which broke yesterday. In the midst of all the rest of this terror and hysteria and fear and loathing and biting of nails and grinding of teeth about the coronavirus, things getting shut down left and right, gatherings getting shut down, the NBA suspending its season. What else is happening? I mean, everywhere you turn, there's some event that's no longer going to happen because they're afraid of the coronavirus. As I said in a prior video, the entirety of I think the whole country of Italy, there are no masses being held for the whole country, including Rome, including Vatican City, where Catholicism is headquartered. I still find that particularly amazing. I would find that really striking, even if I were not Catholic myself. But what broke last night in the midst of all of this, seemingly a little story, but anyway, interesting in its way, is Tom Hanks tweeted that he and his wife, whilst down under, whilst in Australia filming a movie about Elvis Presley, I think, where he was playing the Colonel, he was tested as positive for coronavirus. And he announced this, again, via tweet, that he and his wife had been feeling strange, had been feeling kind of off. They'd had some fevers, they'd had some, some respiratory issues, so they decided to get tested, and by golly, they had coronavirus. Okay. Now, this just strikes me as, I don't know what it means, trust me, mind you. I'm not saying this means, this means that X is happening, or that Y is happening, or that Z is happening, because I don't know exactly what it means. But my hunch, my sense, again, with this guy, knee-deep in the hoopla, as he is, my sense is that there's more to this than meets the eye. He's down in Australia. Australia isn't reported to be having any particularly more of a coronavirus issue than other Western countries, with the exception of Italy, of course. Where it seems to have gotten really out of hand. So if Hanks were in Italy, or if he were in Iran, or if he were in China or South Korea, or someplace like that, and he had reported becoming infected with the coronavirus, that would be a little bit more, well, there you go. He's in this this part of the world where the virus is really spreading. But Australia? What in the hell? What does it mean? What is I guess what I'm saying here, and if you're not with me in my first point, if you don't think, if you're not in agreement that Tom Hanks is knee deep in the hoopla and that he glows in the dark, then of course you won't see any value to this assessment of mine whatsoever. But given that I am right and that there is something about this guy, how is it that what is the purpose of this? If this is a psyop, how and why is it being utilized in this manner, where we hear suddenly, oh, this huge celebrity who plays all these great guys in all these movies that people love, and it indoctrinates people into believing various things about the good war, or about how homosexuality is something we should embrace, or whatever kind of message that they're trying to propagandize us with. Now in this case, in this circumstance, he's saying, oh, me and my wife, we both tested positive for the coronavirus. How is that? What effect is that meant to have? What is the point of all of this? He could have kept it secret. He didn't need to tell the world, right? If it's true, if it's real, if it's authentic, he could have just said, okay, well, I'm sick, but I'm just gonna keep it, under wraps, and I'll just, just rest up and hopefully get better, because again, the kill rate of this disease isn't really that high unless you are in one of the more vulnerable or compromised of human states. But for Hanks, a guy around, I guess, 60 or so, seemingly in good health, why not just not talk about it at all? No, he had to talk about it. He had to put it out there. Wow, even Tom Hanks gets the coronavirus. Wow. Now we should really be fearful, right? Is that what it is? I don't know exactly what it is, but it's something. I'm pretty confident. So let me know what you think. Again, my name is Andy Nowicki. You can check out my work at altrightnovelist.com or at lowstatusnovelist.blogspot.com.